family, like Subi is, then you should make sure that you show an example. Show the best example you can be to Alinda, to Ajuna, to Aguma, to Aijuka, and Asiza, because you are the elder. Asiza, the youngest, should look at you as an example. So you should be exemplary. You should exemplify what you do. You should do it as an example. So adults, big people, should always be exemplary while not exemplary, like exemplary Gracia, should be exemplary while dealing with children and all kinds of animals. Should be an example. And while you're exemplary, you make sure that you do the right thing. When you're exemplary, when you make a mistake, you should apologize. Like the CID police officer said, you apologize. Even if you're an adult, you should be able to say, I'm very sorry, children. I was unable to bring the pens that I promised to give you, because instead of buying the pens, I had to take my child to hospital. You know, the little money that I had in my pocket was used to pay for the treatment of my sick child. So I'm very sorry, but next time better, I'll make sure that I buy the pens once I get some other money. So you just, I'm very sorry. I'm apologetic. I speak apologetically. Okay? Yes, don't say, I want to speak apologizingly. No, apologetically. I must sound my apology. I must mention it to you that I apologize. I am apologizing. I'm being apologetic. And being apologetic means I'm being an example. And being an example, I'm being exemplary. I'm portraying, I'm painting a good picture. That's me. So no one does not make mistakes. So once I make mistakes, I should be able to apologize. I should be able to say, I'm very sorry. I request for forgiveness. That way, I'm becoming exemplary. That way, I'm giving an example. And so when you grow up, you also try to remember how I handled this situation. Yes, we had a teacher who promised to give us some pens as we were going to write our end of term exam, but now that his child fell sick and he spent some of that money, he was incapable to buy, he was incapable of buying, he was unable to buy, he was incapable of buying, he could not buy the pens that he promised to buy for us. He could buy maybe for 10 people, but he could not buy for the 35 of us who are in the same class. So he apologized. And later, when he got the money, you try to remember now, he bought enough pens for all of us, and we all appreciated. Okay? So he became an example. He was exemplary. So the rest of you, as you grow up, remember that teacher, and then you follow his example. That's why we adults should be very exemplary. That's why we adults are told to be very careful. Adults should always, not sometimes, but always means all the time, should always be exemplary while we are handling children and all kinds of animals. Let's go to the next page. I want someone to help us handle number 9 with Opolot. With Apolot. Yes. Opolot is the boy, Apolot is the girl. Yes, Odong, handle this one. Different. I know Apolot is your sister. Yes, Odong. Different. In which part of speech is different, Odong? Is it among the verbs, the nouns, the pronouns, the adjectives, the conjunctions, the interjections? What is it? Different? Yes, Odong? Different? This man is different. You are describing this man. Yes, it is among the adjectives. Words which describe nouns. Words which give more information about the nouns. Apolot wanted, the word is different. Apolot wanted to know the dash between a bitch and a nanny. Apolot was right, because she was dealing with animals. So this Apolot girl, I don't know of what age she was, wanted to know the difference. She was being confused by a bitch. What is a bitch? She was asking herself. And then, what is a nanny? This Apollo was asking herself. And so she wanted someone to help her. Yes. And then maybe she went to Chisolo, and then Chisolo could not help her. Maybe she thought Chisolo could tell her the difference between a nanny and a beach. So, Odong, tell us. Apollo wanted to know the dash between a beach and a nanny. Because as she was speaking, she said, what is the difference between a beach and a nanny? That was Apollo. What is the difference between a beach and a nanny? So we report and say, Apollo wanted to know the dash between a beach and a nanny. Yes? Hold on. Difference. Thank you, dear. Different gives us difference. What is the difference? And be sure of the spelling. It is D-I-F-F-E-R from the verb to differ. The to differ. What is the difference between? I had a friend who used to say between. That's how he used to say. What is the difference between a nanny and a beach? That's how you speak, because that's how his mother tongue made him to talk. But you say between. Apollo wanted to know the difference between a beach and a nanny. Different. Okay, let's go to decide in number 10. When you decide, you make a decision. When you make a decision, that decision is decisive. It decides. Okay, it is decisive. So it is a decision. So the veterinary surgeon's dash was the right one. Oh, the veterinary doctor is also referred to as a surgeon. When these animals are sick, he takes care of them. He can even carry out some surgical operations. He can make the animals produce babies. So we sometimes call that one a veterinary surgeon. If you went to America, you'd find him being called a veterinarian. In America, a veterinary surgeon or doctor in Britain is called a veterinarian among the Americans. See, the Americans want things easy. Don't give us two words. Veterinarian. That's enough for them. But here we are, because we were colonized by the British, we use British English. So the word is decide. The veterinary surgeon's dash was the right one. What did he decide to do? I think he decided that this cow should have an abortion. Should abort. Then he did that. And because he's a surgeon, he did it very, very well. So that's what he decided. Because leaving the fetus inside, maybe the cow would become sick, more sick, and so on and so forth, and lose life. So it's better we lose the calf. We lose the calf. So that was his decision. So the veterinary surgeon's decision. When you decide, you make a decision. Decision. And your decision is decisive. Decision. So think about many other words as nouns which end with I or N. We discussed some of them last time. So that was his decision. He decided verb and he made a decision noun. It was the right one. It was correct. Then number 11, wisdom. Yes, when I am wise, I have wisdom. We are told that the wisest person in the whole world was King Solomon. A man who had a lot of wives, but he had a lot of wisdom. He made mistakes as a human being, and I think he also apologized sometimes. He used to apologize. We talked about the word apologizing. He was exemplary because he always apologized when he made mistakes. He was apologetic, but he